Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled R&B Singer Encourages Women to Decenter Black Men. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so hear me out. I was bisexual my entire life, and then came out as a lesbian almost 4 years ago now. But when I realized recently, actually, all of the elevation in my life that has come from decentering men in every area of it, in your spiritual spaces, in your practices, in who you're getting educated by, and who you're being taught by, in community, everything. When I prioritized women and also just centered myself and women, when all the bad bitches decide what planet that they're going to after we fuck this one, invite me because I will thrive. Okay, so hear me out.
Now, it's so interesting to me. She is a mother, by the way, of a black child, right? I believe she has a black son. And we know she dated YG, right? Black rapper. And now she's talking about being a lesbian for the last 4 years and how her life was so good without men, you know? And I think it's a shame because here's another woman who's fallen from the grace of God to believe that she's a goddess, that she is the queen, that everyone should follow her, tattoos all over her body, piercings everywhere, perversion everywhere. And she thinks women should follow this. And shockingly enough, women follow, right? Some of the comments are saying, decentering men changed my effing life. Another woman says, centering women who have decentered men. Perfect. Yeah, that's really perfect, right? That's what they want us to do. They wanted to center us, but us to center them. I want to ask her, because, you know, she's a famous singer. Are you ever going to hire a staff of female bodyguards? Since you don't need men, why don't you just hire women to do everything? Have a female accountant, only have female doctors, have female bodyguards. Like, why don't you just try to eliminate men from the equation? You won't be able to, but try. Okay, and the place that you would really be able to is, why don't you have butch female bodyguards protect you and tell me how safe you feel? See, this idea of decentering men, they're talking about men sexually, that they don't want to satisfy any men anymore. They want to satisfy women. They want to carpet munch. And it's sad because, you know what? She's a talented at what she does. She makes good music, right? She has a skill. But she let that skill make her believe she's something that she's not. A goddess. By the way, the word goddess is a slight against God. It's blasphemous. And God killed goddesses during biblical times. There's a lot of goddesses that got murked. Why? Because they wanted to be worshipped. Listen, people don't understand this, right? There's a lot of history in what women are doing. A lot of it. Y'all think this is all new. There's nothing new under the sun. I mean, we have different tools. That's fine. But we're still the humans we were 2,000 years ago. Our needs are still the same. Yeah, women have tampons now. They didn't have tampons back in the day. Therefore, they used to stay in the house because they didn't know if they went outside, they could be a bloody mess. This is why women were restricted to the house, not because men oppressed them, as they would like to make it. Because in biblical times, again, God ordered that men protect women, right, with their lives. They said, right, it's scripture. Love your wife like Christ loves the church. And Christ died for the church. So you really know that means that he wants us to die for our wives. But these are not wives. And this is why God says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So it's funny to me that women, instead of becoming better, they just want to get rid of the game altogether. They don't want to play the game anymore. Right? Even successful rich women are struggling with men. Kehlani, who you think could almost have any man she wants, she can't, because the more money you make, the less men you're interested in, because how much you want the man to make more than you because of hypergamy. So becoming successful as a woman is kind of a backwards idea unless you want to provide for men. If you want to provide for men, then there you go. I mean, you guys say you want simps anyway, right? A lot of women say they want simps anyway, but she says she doesn't want a man. She wants women. Well, I would love to see what her dating experiences with women like, because in my personal opinion, women are going to treat her just as poorly as they treat us. You know they're with you because of the bag, Kehlani. They want you to run it up. They want you to be romantic. They want you to spread that bread. But again, you know, her audience is a bunch of females, so she can screw her fans, and maybe it's all lolly-dandy. But my issue with all this, right, when they talk about being lesbian and stuff like that, is that it's anti-life. And you have a son. What the hell is going to happen to her son? I think her son's in a lot of trouble. Now, here's my thoughts on this, right? I mean, look, because she's famous, because she has a loud voice, because she has a platform, people are going to take this and they're going to run with this. They're going to make this their doctrine. They're going to abide by this. The same way where all these light-skinned, European-looking women, maybe black women, not black women, but light-skinned Armenian. Where's Kim Kardashian from? She's from Armenia or something like that? I don't know. But how when Kim Kardashian became a style, everyone wanted to be just like her, and now everyone's makeup looks like Kim Kardashian. Like everybody wants to be a doppelganger of Kim Kardashian. And for her, she actually helped black men in a way because Kim Kardashian exclusively dated black men for the most part, from what we could see. It allowed other women to say, you know what, black men are not too bad themselves. But it's really because they're copycats, they're followers, and they just do what the trend says. So in this scenario, if women do what she says, they're going to dishonor black men. I know you're thinking to yourself, why black men? Because she's dated black men. Her son is black. Okay? So, maybe they're going to be dishonor other men, but if they just take a look at what's really going on, if you feel like Kim Kardashian's audience is not affected by the fact that she likes black men, then you should understand that her audience is going to be affected by the fact that she's dishonoring men, and the men she spent most recent time that we know it are black. So I take this personally, right? And maybe this is not even real. Maybe she's just doing this to sell tickets. Maybe she's just doing this because she's trying to sell new music. I don't know. Did Kehlani fall off or not? I don't know. I don't check for her. I don't really know. I don't know much about her. I'm going to be honest with you, though. And I'm going to tell you a deep little secret. The music industry is this big. I'm telling you. I personally know one of her ex-girlfriends. Personally know. Used to work with one of her ex-girlfriends. Yeah, we collaborated on art. In fact, when I used to drop music and I was a rapper, and maybe I'll start dropping music again, maybe some Christian music, some gospel music. But when I used to do music, I remember one of her ex-girlfriends, she's from Jersey. I won't mention her name because this girl decided to not mess with me anymore for whatever reason. Who cares? So many people in Jersey, everyone thinks they're going to be the top-notch person, so they're going to think they're the star of the show, so they're going to cut you off, or they're going to unfollow you thinking that you're never going to blow up. Here I'm blowing up right now. So all the people who unfollow me thought that they were the one and thought that I wasn't. Boy, oh boy, they're going to put their foot in their mouth. But when we used to collaborate on photo shoots, because I was a photographer back in the day, and she painted the head of a girl who had alopecia in my studio, and we took photos of it. And the photos came out so good because she was so good at body paint. Oh, we even did a body paint live photo shoot together at a Manhattan studio, like a gallery in Manhattan. Yeah, I forgot about that, yeah. So her ex-girlfriend I know pretty well. Been to her house. We collaborated on art before, all these different things like that. And, she was a creative, artsy girl just like her. And I said that the industry's so small is because when people say things like what Kehlani's saying, it can only mean, you know what I'm saying, the men immediately around her, because a lot of people don't have access to Kehlani. They don't. Right? So to me, I really take this as a slight against black men. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I take it personally. Any woman who has a black child, a child with a black man, date black men, and say dishonor men, I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with the black men you dated. You know what I'm saying? What was wrong with YG? How come, what was up with that? Or was it just a fling where you're just getting used? See, a lot of these girls, they're not really what these celebrities really want. So they just get used and abused. See, a lot of famous women get treated worse than regular women. Why? Because they're parading their booties all over the internet. Men are not really that proud of them. I heard Ruby Rose said this herself, that no one could take her seriously because she got only scams. So, and you ask yourself, women, what are you doing all this for? Right? You go online, you talk ish about men, you share your butt all everywhere, you're twerking everywhere. What is the end goal for this? Other than gain as much as attention as you can and hope that with all that attention, you're going to get what you want. But Kehlani's the example that you never are going to get what you want with this type of behavior. So are you going to follow this goddess named Kehlani, or are you going to follow God? Because men that run in her footsteps thinking she's all that, thinking her shit don't stink. Let me tell you, her shit stinks. Don't believe me? Let her take a shit in the bathroom. Don't flush the toilet. And then you go into the bathroom after she does. These people are regular people acting like they're gods, acting like they're superior than other people, and a lot of women eat it up and buy it. And so a lot of women are going to suffer. We're going to see 2030 is going to be a very interesting year. I think a lot of women are going to be in for a rude awakening, right? And so I'm very interested to see what happens. You know, but I know that any men that have been in Kehlani's shoes, they're not saying dissenter women, dissenter women, dissenter women. Right? You guys are obsessed with men. You're all obsessed with men. Every conversation you guys have about men, we react to you guys because y'all keep calling us out. People say, oh, you always make topics about women because they keep calling us out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm reacting to what women say about us. Y'all don't want to hear our voices. Y'all want to silence our voices, but y'all want to speak loudly. So I'm going to do you a favor, Kehlani, and all these girls that get online talking ish about men. We're going to respond to you. My audience, we're going to respond to you, directly to you. So Kehlani and all these other girls, if you want to understand how men feel about this, read the comments. Read the comments. Because they're going to be filled with men who know a thing or two, who don't want to follow women, who know how to lead. They're going to tell you exactly how they feel. Nobody, and I mean nobody, whether you're rich, famous, poor, dumb, blind, smart, whatever you are, wants a woman like this. Nobody. She's wicked, disobedient, delusional, has bad taste. I mean, what's going on with your style? You look wild, right? I also don't think tattoos on the skin's that attractive. It makes you look dirty. When I see someone, respectfully, and I'm gonna say this, I know I got some people that get tattoos, but I'm just telling honest truth. I think what's wrong with that? What's wrong with the skin that God gave you? So many people are so unhappy with what they have. What's wrong with the skin God gave you? And what do you guys tattoo? Stars, koi fish, flowers, the same shit that is monkey see, monkey do. I don't know how this is good for anybody. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel. The channel is blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you over there.